Player one. Time. Player two. MD14. Level one. Dwellers. Bonus round. Let's go.
For RSC, and I'm excited to work with you for the first time, Perino, especially today because today is the last match day of the regular season, and I know it's too early to start talking stakes, but stakes are on the line tonight.
Absolutely, they are. We're going to be taking a look here at our schedule. Up first, we have the Ocelots and the Wind. That is going to be our rival matchup, and then following that at around 11:30, we're going to be seeing the Capybaras and the Spitfires from the amateur level. So, a couple of great series coming up tonight, and let's get into it a little bit because I know that we have some homework done, some stats prepared for our first two teams coming up this evening.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the season, really, we basically we know all we need to know about these players and these teams. We know how they've been in their campaigns. We know what they're hoping to get tonight and how they're hoping to do in playoffs. So the Ocelots, 33-19 coming out of the regular season. Oh, we'll start with the player stats. So for the Ocelots, you have Jojo Mojo, Friend Brady, Joe, and C-Jax. And then for the Wind, you have Lycados, Tulane, Astro, and Frieder.
Yeah, these are some powerhouse teams here. The one thing to note with the Wind is it looks like they seem to have a solid rotation of all four players getting in. It seems on the flip side, the Ocelots have a more traditional starting three with JoJo, Brady, and Joe taking up those primary slots. So it'll be interesting to see, who gets game time where, how
Hmm.
teams cycle through those positions. Again, for those unfamiliar, I know we are late in the season here in the Rocket Soccer Confederation, but just in case anyone is new joining us this evening, these are not best of sets. They are 4-game series. So it's 4 games. It can end 0-4, 1-3, 2-2. It's just 4 games. So every
Hmm.
game matters because every game contributes towards the standings.
Yeah, exactly right. And at this point, there's just tonight left to decide those standings. The Ocelots, they're basically in. They're top of their division. They're 10 wins ahead of the second place team, but the Wind, they could still get in with the wild card seed. What they're hoping for tonight is at least a 3-1, and if they could push it, a 4-0. If they can get a 4-0, they might just be able to squeak into a playoff spot.
It's going to come down to the wire for certain, and it'll be interesting to see if they already have an idea of, of course, most of these games have already been played already for this level. This is probably one of the last matchups of the regular season because it is on stream. So I wonder if the players have been waiting or if they have been looking to see, what they need or what the, situation is in order to
Mm,
qualify into the playoffs. It certainly adds a level of nervousness, and whether or not you choose to say, well, we want to know beforehand or we just want to play the games, there's a little bit of mental warfare going on.
exactly right, Perino. I mean, you have two different mindsets going into this game. For the Ocelots, you're already set, so you can maybe you can practice things, try different lineups. Why not sub in CJax? Let him get some games in, or just start your main three and hope for a 4-0 to kind of kick them while down, or give yourself a little boost before playoffs. But for the Wind, they really need to get every game that they can out of this series.
No doubt about it, Cersei. Is again, we are so excited to bring this matchup. We will have the game in a moment. We're just working on getting the lobby set up, and once we have that, we will be good to go. But in the meantime, Cersei, I want to ask, have you seen any of these teams play before? I personally haven't. I've been running my elite games tonight, so I haven't had the
Mhm.
chance to really, fully do the homework. But have you had a chance to take a look at these guys?
I've not had a chance to cast any jungle teams, but I did used to play for the Elements. Back
Oh,
in the day, I used to be on the Masters Premier Division. It's been a while since I used to play, but that was the org I played for back in the day. So I think I'm gonna be repping the heart today. I think I'm hoping Win can pull the 4-0 here and squeak into playoffs.
it'll be close and it'll be fun to see. For me, I've been told, the reputation of the Jungle franchise is that they like to be very active in chat. And again, we'd like to thank you all for joining us this evening and hope to see some representation both for, the Jungle and the Elements in our first game. So don't be afraid to say hi, root on your favorite team,
Hmm.
fill in those delicious, scrumptious copy pastas. I'll be looking. I want to see some good representation on that end.
Good copy pastas, good emote spam, good beams, everything. And I'm not sure if RSC does in chat predictions, but I would be curious to see how those break because, like, on paper, right? This matchup favors the Ocelots, but when everything's on the line, when you're playing as hard as you can to get everyone possible, maybe that'll push Wind over the line, give them that extra little bit to go the distance.
Yeah, it's always fun to, have your friends join up and have people rooting for you in the stands, so to speak. It's one thing I do miss about playing the game. Sometimes you get to have the VOD, you have the broadcast element. It adds a level of nerves. It just brings the competitive environment that much of a higher notch here as we are getting set up on what appears to be Champions Field this evening. And I do apologize for the delay, but the moment we have those teams in the lobby, we will be getting that game started.
And they can listen to our voices just a little bit longer. And I mean, Champions Field, my favorite field to be on here. Ever since they reworked old Neo Tokyo, but I can't complain about that.
Yes, the update for Neo Tokyo has been controversial, I think, to an extent. I haven't seen it yet, actually. It has not been in my rotation. I've only played my RSC games this evening, so I haven't really had the opportunity to take a look at the brand new Neo Tokyo. I heard that it is interesting, to say the least.
It's not the most brand new map, I think, unless I missed something in the patch notes. But I'm talking about the old one with the ramps and stuff back when
Oh goodness.
non-standard ones used to be in the rotation. So maybe maybe one day they'll bring those back, but not today. We're sticking with the standard maps.
Yeah, it's don't want to be pulling out anything too crazy for our teams here this evening.
I mean, if they agree to it, I want to, I want to complain. I'd be down to cast some Wasteland.
I'm personally, I know that this is a slightly hot take. I'm personally a huge fan of Salty Shores Night. The day map is not good. The day map is probably one of the worst in the game, but the night map is one of the best, and it's amazing the difference that lighting can have. And I think that's why people were upset with the revamp today with Neo Tokyo, because apparently it's too bright. It's a little unfortunate.
I guess that I missed it. I did not realize that it actually did update that. But yeah, Sandy Shores, the day version, that burns your retina. So the night one, that's chill lo-fi. That's something you can drive by at night, sun setting. That's a romantic map for sure.
I played our scrims tonight on Salty Shores Night, and nobody complained. But I know that I'm not in the majority with that opinion. So
Yeah, I mean, so some of the maps they rolled out, you do have to question. I remember back in the day, the old DFH map, or no Utopia. Sorry, the first time Utopia Coliseum came out, the sun above the orange net was actually so bright you couldn't see the ball if you went up for an aerial above the net. So thankfully they patched it out quickly, and I don't think any of the maps, well, maybe apart from Neo Tokyo, have that same effect. They definitely kind of sort that out by now. And you're talking about external factors earlier there, Perino, that mental edge, the fan edge. I mean, I've been watching the chat a little bit. It does seem like the jungle are living up to their brand tonight.
I'm enjoying that. Yeah, as we are getting it set up. My only complaint with the maps and rotations these days, Farmstead, I don't care what anyone says, there's still a problem on the backboard. I'm telling you, when you're just above the crossbar on Farmstead, you can sometimes just have that little bit of obstruction in your vision. It's very, very annoying. That's my only complaint on any of the maps in the current rotation.
Yeah, there was another map that used to have that issue. Was it DFH with the lights on the wall? I'm trying to remember.
I'm not sure.
What map was it? I'll have to find out later. I think later I might look at all the maps in free play just so I can remember that. But there used to be one map with, the big spotlights on the side of it. And sometimes when you're going up at the wrong angle, you couldn't see where you're going.
Yeah, that's you need to be able to see where you're going, and we are headed into our game again. I apologize, we are just waiting on getting the teams set up in the lobby. Once we have that, we will start the game. But we're just hanging out for the moment. And I do only have so many things in my note list here. Listen, I'm reaching deep, chat. I'm reaching deep. Okay.
Yeah, we're definitely being pushed to the brink as hosts and commentators tonight. But oh my God, some of the players are in here. I'm seeing the element tags. So the wind have arrived. It is a windy night on Champions Field. Now we're just waiting for the Ocelots. Maybe they're a little shy coming out of the jungle.
Perhaps, but I will just be very happy once these games start again. Just to be very clear, it is only a 4-game set. It is no best of. Every game matters. Standings are determined by the number of games won. You can make substitutions in between games, but not during. And here we go. I believe that we have everyone in here, so I'm just going to double check and make sure.
Yeah, and who do we see for both teams? For the Elements, we see Tulane, we see Frider, and we see Lycidas. And then for the Ocelots, it'll be Jojo Mojo. I'm trying to see the names here. Jojo Mojo, Friend Brady, and Joe. So, okay, so no surprises there. At least the Ocelots not surprising us with their, their main three that we've seen throughout most of the season.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have really good news. We are in the lobby. We are set. We are good to go. We have players on the pitch, fans in the stands, casters in the booth. The lights are on, and the game is starting here. The first one between the Ocelots and the Wind, and immediately JoJo comes out with the early goal.
And Perino, I blinked and they scored. JoJo Mojo right off a kickoff. We're talking about finishing up your campaign, finishing up your regular season. This is one way to start your last match, scoring in the first 3 seconds.
Absolutely, the kickoff can be such an instrumental part of that game plan, and an early lead is huge for confidence as well. It gives you such a nice cushion to start out as JoJo Mojo again trying to work it through that corner, but well defended and cleared out by the Wind. Here we go. Tulane gets it over to Frieder, but again, JoJo been very active in the opening sequence here. Gets that save out towards the midfield.
A good save, keeping them up ahead for 1 now. And the first game of a series, it's always the feeler match. It's always both teams kind of getting used to each other. So we'll have to see how the Wind plan to adapt to this 1-goal deficit they find themselves in. But so far, the Elements, they're doing a good job. They're getting good, strong clears. They're slowly letting the clock run down and transitioning quickly here, Joe. Almost, but this goes out to JoJo. And that shot will just wide. Now look at us. Let's see what we can do on the sidewall here. Gets past 1. Look at a dribble now. 2 defenders back. Cannot flick it by 2, but this is a good pitch midfield for Joe to power clear. And now the Ocelots get a chance to counterattack.
I've been impressed by the positioning thus far for both teams as Joe gets up and he sneaks it by the last defender. He got in the air quickly. It was Mojo getting it up high, and Joe goes over the top for the second goal this evening.
And Frieder squeaked a little bit too far forward there. It'll go right on the back of his hood there. And so right away, the Wind find themselves down 2 goals in just the first 70 seconds. And wow, right off a kickoff. Ocelots responding quickly again. They've been looking good so far. Now they just need to keep piling on the pressure, and the Wind will eventually break.
The Wind may eventually break, but we are still in for the storm here tonight. We are only 90 seconds through game 1. Ocelots enjoying a lead, but that's a good shot on target, and it required a good save. Friend Brady standing strong on the goal line, and Joe, again, making sure that 2-goal lead stays intact.
And Perino, in the first 2 minutes, the Wind have racked up 6 shots, and the Ocelots have racked up 5 saves, so their defense has been the key decider here, and they're even going for passing plays here. Oh, Friend Brady just almost able to connect there, just needed a bit of a longer car, and that would have been a sick passing play. But we stay within 2 for now. And the Wind, let's see what they can do here now. Friend Brady up, try to go for a little solo play off the backboard, even a little bump, but they cannot find it. JoJo forced to make an awkward touch on the sidewall, and it looks like it'll get cleared for now.
Yeah, we saw Brady there running some interference on the goal line. It's not something we've seen too much of thus far, as both teams have elected to play it safe. As here goes JoJo Mojo on the individual play, and there's the demo. There's another goal for JoJo Mojo. Took it all the way himself, past 1, past 2, and the demo just to make it hurt.
The classic, a little bit right, a little bit left, just sliding around the defense here, and now it's really piling on the Wind here. They're already down 3 goals in game 1, and again, the kickoff plays from the Ocelots have been so dangerous, and they're getting closer and closer to finding the back of the net. JoJo up quickly, putting this in front of the net is Joe, but good job by Friend Brady, rotating out, knowing the Wind have a chance to counterattack. And wait, this will just roll in from the midfield. Tulane, a long bomb for the Wind will open their scoring.
Yeah, and it was actually a bit of a double commit there. I think Friend was not sure. He sort of hesitated, couldn't really pick out who was making the touch. Ended up being Tulane for the first goal for the Wind, so they are certainly not out of it. So we're only about halfway through this game. They are down by 2, and under a little bit of duress, though, as Joe takes it himself. Again, the kickoffs. Cicero, they've been so good. They go down 1 goal and then just immediately bring it right back. Lovely finish from Joe.
Every kickoff, the Ocelots have managed to win, and now they finally get the goal off it. And actually, we have another kickoff, of course. Let's see which way this breaks. Tulane against Friend Brady. Again, it breaks in favor of the Ocelots here. Joe up off the side, almost the ceiling here. We'll just go for the shot. Good 50 by JoJo. This will pop a midfield. Tulane there. Look at us up now. What can they do? Trying to pass it down to Freider, but oh, a demo on the back line here. Now the Ocelots have a chance to counterattack. Joe looking to pass it to friend Brady, who just goes for the demo, but that's okay because Jojo Mojo is here for the finish and the hat trick.
I love this play here from the Ocelots, getting all three players involved. You get the pass into the middle, a player running interference on the goal line, and the third man, full confidence, swing it forward, why not, get the goal, up by 4 now. The Ocelots, I think, are looking comfortable in game 1.
Yeah, they can afford to start messing around a bit and trying different things. You know, a 4-goal lead is well out of range of any, kickoff shenanigans, but there is still plenty of time to play with. You know, they can't get too careless. I'm not saying they should start pre-jumping, but with bumping plays like that, clear the way. Joe not able to get around it. That could have been 6. We are 2 goals away from Brazil in game 1.
I think he just ran out of boost there, Joe. I think he'd want that one back. Maybe a second look at it. Here we go with another shot, but it's too high. Jojo Mojo looking to follow up and no good. And here come the Wind on the break against the physical play. Lick getting it down out of the corner, but still pressure being applied. They have not given up on this game yet. 4 goals down, 60 seconds to play. Freider into the middle, trying to set someone up, but nobody's home. A big booming clearance will dissipate that offense.
But I like the passing plays the Wind are going for. If they can just iron that out, get it a little bit more on point, that's how you can start responding, because the defense from the Ocelots has been resilient here in game 1. And maybe they get a little chance to counterattack. A double commit from the Wind, but they do keep it in for now. Now let's see what Tulane can do here. They'll just get right dunked. Now Likados looking to get past 1. They do. Can they get past the second? They can. This is a high ball above the net, though. I don't know if they can finish this. Tulane up, and they will get no goal line save from Joe, and another goal line save. Oh, the Wind had 2 great chances, but they were not able to capitalize.
Wow, insult to injury there for the Wind. So close and yet so far in this game. Thought for sure they were going to get one there, but it was just not meant to be as this clock ticks ever closer to 0. Joe will get it by the last man. Run it up, young man. Why not?
You know what's better than 1 hat trick, Reno? 2 hat tricks. Joe getting one with 5 seconds left, and there is 5 seconds for Brazil. Ocelots have been winning kickoffs. Let's see how this one breaks.
I think Joe's just going to be angling for 1,000 points. He's at 938 with 4 seconds. Another goal would do it, but here comes Brady. He's going to get over the top of 1. Is Joe there for the follow-up? He is, but it's not on target. An assist? Is that it? No, he can't get it wide. And no 1,000 points there as we're going to conclude game number 1. The Ocelots coming out with a statement here in our first game.
Yeah, they didn't take us to their home in the Brazilian jungle, but hey, they still got a 6-1. That's a strong way to start off a series if I've ever seen one here. All players firing on all cylinders. Joe and Jojo Mojo just finishing everything, and friend Brady, he just had to make saves and go for demos here. He was just facilitating the quick counterattacks, and now the pressure's on the Wind. How are they going to respond and make adaptations?
Yeah, the Wind definitely have to find an answer to the kickoffs. We saw it so many times there in that game where just right out of the gate, the Ocelots would find the correct positioning, the right balance on the kickoff, and start to apply the pressure. The first goal of the game was off that kickoff, and it just never seemed to end from there. I think for the Wind, just sorting that out alone will help a lot.
Yeah, and actually, in terms of shots, both teams were even. The Ocelots 11, the Wind had 10, so they were getting opportunities, just not, solid ones. And I mean, the ones that they were getting, the Ocelots had 6 saves, so just a great all-around performance from the Ocelots. And the Wind, I talked about a little bit, Bruno. I want to see some passing plays because that's how you can start dissecting the defense. That's how you can start breaking them up. And if you can't pass, go for demos. Get physical, clear them off the field because you can't save if you're respawning.
You certainly cannot make saves if you are stuck on the respawn, as we are getting game number 2 set up. Again, just giving everyone the green light here. Joining up on both sides. A fresh clock, a fresh scoreboard. But the Ocelots do have the first game, so it'll be up to the Wind to try and find an answer. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, and the Wind, I don't want to add the pressure to them even more here, but they need all 3 wins now if they want a chance at qualifying for playoffs.
As here we go, right off the kickoff. Lick had one straight on target there. And immediately The pressure is out for the Wind. One good shot already, turned aside, but Ocelots seem to have figured it out for the moment as Joe takes it all the way down, puts a pass in the middle, but JoJo just could not quite get it on target.
Oh, could not quite get there. Another brilliant opportunity, and the Wind responding quickly here. Likados off the backboard. Can they get the angle? Oh, just high off the crossbar. But Frider's here to keep it in. Roll it across the goal line. Joe does get a good clear to JoJo. Back to Joe. What a quick passing play out of the Ocelots to counterattack, but there's no follow-up. And now Likados looking to dribble here, looking to go end-to-end here, get over one. Can they get it past two? No, JoJo, good clear. This is high above the net, and Joe will get the save again. The Ocelot defense holding strong.
Yeah, that's a really nice save on the goal line there. You have a player with complete control, moving downfield on you, in position to make the flick, but standing firm on the goal line, making that save. Not an easy thing to do, but the Ocelots pull it off there. Here we go. They go down the other end, and JoJo had another look in front of the net. Couldn't make contact, though. And we play on that twice now for JoJo. You know, early in this game, yeah, but gotta convert.
Convert 100% here. Both teams have had great opportunities, and actually the Wind have already racked up 5 shots in the opening 90 seconds here. And the Ocelots, they might get a chance here. Demo on the goal line, but Frider is there, clearing out of danger. Now looking to counterattack, will get beat by Joe, but that's okay because Tulane's here. They're looking to go end-to-end here, getting it by 1, but sending it heavy to JoJo. Long bomb here. Who will get to it first? Frider beating JoJo in the air. Not a lot of boost to work with. Can they get out of the corner? No, Joe's here. But that's a dangerous pass. Midfield, Likados not letting that one go unpunished. Off the backboard now. Can Tulane get the finish? No, Joe again. Diving across to make the save. Pumping it right to Joe, who clears it right out.
End-to-end stuff thus far, but no goals to show for either side. 2 minutes have gone by, and we've seen, again, so many decent looks, but the goals have not come. A grand total thus far of 5 shots for the Wind. Nothing to go as JoJo picks it up from the midfield, looking to find a teammate in the middle. He's going to get it there. Joe is on, but he's not on target. Oh, goodness me, the Ocelots. They've been so close so many times.
Hey, but that was their first actual shot this game, so they're getting closer. They are getting closer now with just 2 minutes to go. We're starting to enter the territory where, you know, one goal could be the decider, right? And the longer this goes, the more that one goal matters here. And we'll have to see which team finds it first. Joe looking to pass up to JoJo. 2 players up now, and they get a little pinch here. It's going to go off the Wind backboard, but they should be able to control it. Yeah, Tulane popping it up. Looking to go for their little transition here. JoJo punting it backwards. Tulane trying to pass the midfield. Joe on the backboard. They do get the save, but this is really awkward in front of the net. No follow-up from the Wind here. Here's the follow. Likados. This is going to go bouncing on the goal line, and they get the finish on the goal line. Likados. It took 5 shots. It took 3 minutes, but they will find the goal for the Wind.
And it's a great read from Likados as well. Just understanding that that ball's hitting in the crease there above the net and coming straight back down to him. Good patience to just wait that out, take the shot, get the goal, and that's a huge, huge boost for the Wind late in this game. You know, we've talked about the pressure, we've talked about the shots. Nobody's been able to find the conversion until now, and they need this game if they want to try and make that run towards playoffs. So now it's about holding on. 90 seconds to play, and here we go. Well challenged by Brady, but Tulane is going to be there to make the touch. Oh, nobody making contact in the midfield. Could be a bit awkward, but seemingly dealt with for moments. Tulane's just going to put one on target. Joe makes a save off the crossbar. Likados still keeping it high, but JoJo gets the clearance. Another close look with no goal.
And although the Ocelots have been quiet, I was going to say, although they've been quiet on offense, and then friend Brady here, he was quiet in the first game, but he is coming in loud for the Ocelots here, reading the pinch off the sidewall, and they will tie things up with just 59 seconds left.
Oh, and that's so tough, too. You're trying to make that read coming across the net there, just not able to get it in time, and Ocelots, such fortitude to just stick with it. And it took one mistake. That's all it was. One mistake to break the defense as we are in the tie game here. Could be anyone's at this point with 45 seconds to go. It's Lick getting it by the first man, but pressure being applied from that blue side and a little bit of miscommunication on defense could result in some pressure for the Ocelots as Joe is trying to work it out of the corner, but a little too heavy on that one. It's going all the way across, but Soccar with 20 seconds left. You gotta wonder, at this point, if someone's gonna get a goal here, it could be a game winner.
A goal here. Well, Joe's here. Jojo Mojo's here as well for the follow-up here. Joe just dives in there and gets the dunk somehow, and Jojo reads it beautifully. These two have been the offensive duo for the Ocelots tonight, and now the pressure really is on the win. They got 14 seconds to tie this up here, and the kickoff, it goes the way of the Ocelots. Jojo, awkward touch here. This is going to go bounce in front of the Ocelots net. Quick follow-up from Frieder. Long bomb stuck in the corner now. 3 seconds to go here. A pinch. This is going to come down to the midfield. Joe somehow getting a double touch off the sidewall. Not a lot of boost to work with. I think this is going to come down, and yes, the Ocelots will take game 2, 2-1, with some last-minute chaotic heroics from Joe and Jojo Mojo.
It's kind of a mouthful, isn't it? You got Joe, Jojo, Mojo, trying to finesse them together. It's difficult.
I've been mixing them up all night.
It's the perils of being in the booth here. It's not as easy as it looks or as it sounds, perhaps, but the Ocelots with smooth sailing here, 2-1 over the win in game number 2, and it took a little bit of an effort, Soccar. You know, they were down late, you know, had a couple of shots, couldn't get them on target, but they continued, they pushed on, found some late goals, and that's the difference maker.
And they got outshot, but more importantly, they outsaved Joe, racking up 5 saves in regular time. An impressive defensive performance, and now the Wind are actually making a substitution. Frieder will be subbing out, and we have GGA Astro going to be subbing in here. So the Wind trying to switch things up here, trying to switch the momentum in their favor. Definitely hoping for the best here. Unfortunately, if my math is correct, I believe they are out of playoff contention, but you can still play for, you know, just ending on a high note, right? You want to end your season on a win, so you can say that at least you capped off your campaign with that, and then you can start looking towards building on something for next season.
Yeah, and it's nice to get everyone involved. You know, we do have the 4-man roster, you know, trying to get everyone on some game time, and, you know, the Wind now, the uphill battle against the Ocelots. Did not have a great outing in game 1. Game 2 got away from them at the very end. Will we see a different result in game 3? Let's find out. Joe is going to take possession off the kickoff, but Astro, who's making his debut here on the stream tonight, going to pick that up and get that away.
And the question we always have to ask for substitutes is how warm are they feeling? How quickly will they mesh with the players who've already been on the field? So far, it's okay. And actually, I was just going to comment on this, Prino. Now the Wind have started winning kickoffs, which is kind of weird here. They started this one with some early pressure, and they've had some good opportunities, just nothing of quite danger yet. But Joe going for one here, getting by 1, getting by 2, high above the Wind net. Jojo putting off the backboard. Is Fred Bray there for the finish? Not quite yet. He did not want to challenge the 2 Wind players already ready and waiting.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that one was really close. There was a dangerous ball there in front of the net, but nobody for the Ocelots to capitalize on that one, as we are scoreless through the first 60 seconds. But we've had plenty of decent looks. Jojo turned aside by Tulane. And I thought that one may have been the end of the dry spell for the Ocelots, but they are still shut out.
A repeat of last game. Last game, it took us almost 3 minutes to get our first goal. There could be one here off the ceiling. A pinch down. No, just off the goalpost. But Astro's here. Oh, and they can't find the finish either. The Wind's so close to taking the lead again, but not able to find it. But Likados does turn things around quite quickly. It goes to Astro. 90 boost. Let's see what they can do. They'll get beat by Joe's going off the ceiling for a passing play to Fred Brady. Will they get it in time? No. A double miss in front of the net, and Astro's there to clear it just wide. Wind holding on and actually getting a dunk in the midfield here. And good sustained pressure out of Astro. I like the tenacity.
Yeah, you have to come in and try and make a difference for your team. You know, you're down 2-0 at this point. You know, you're being brought in as the emergency sub. Do whatever you can, whatever it takes, as the Wind trying to get a foothold back into this 4-game set. So that clearance is going to be headed out towards Tulane, but well met by the defense. Astro, big booming clearance. This one way above the crossbar. No read on it initially, but the second touch is good, and the Ocelots again have been cycling through their possessions, so they've been doing a really good job, I think, of moving all three of their teammates through the defense in the midfield. I know it has been somewhat of the JoJo show, but all three players I think are doing a really good job of just moving through on defense and in the midfield.
Oh, yeah, and actually a chance to move here quickly. Oh, Joe! A bit of a heavy touch. Trying to get it down to Fred Brady. We charged that. Exactly right, Perino. The Ocelots are looking like a well-oiled machine here. We haven't seen too many double commits. We haven't seen too many over commits, too many misplaced third men. They've been looking really solid all across the field, but we are still even. And Astro looking to shove me up here with a long shot off the crossbar. No, we'll get saved out again by Joe. And somehow we've only had 3 shots this game, even though it feels like it's really been back and forth pressure.
I think a lot of that just has to do with the big clearances down both ends. You can see players in position. Brady there was looking for that touch. And that's what happens when you can get those big clearances. Players have the opportunity to strike from way downtown, try and get after that. But thus far, neither team has been successful at finding the back of the net. As JoJo's going to try and clear that out only as far as Astro cycles it back in. He's going to have the read here, but Joe makes the save. The follow-up from Tulane is good. And the Wind strike first late on here, game number 3.
And the second man positioning is perfect there. And you saw Fred Brady, after the ball went over them, they tried to demo the second man from the Wind, but he could not find it, and the Wind will punish here. And once again, they find themselves with a 1-goal lead. The last time we had a minute to go, the Ocelots managed to tie things up here, and they've still got 70 seconds. Ball in front of the Wind net. 2 players kind of going for it, but they leave it for Astro. 50 working backwards. Oh, dangerous double commit, but they leave it to Licados. Long shot. Fred Brady able to clear it out. And now Tulane on defense. Trying to cut here. Good beat. This is going to roll slowly towards the net, but Joe is there to control it. And they've got the 100. Looking to go for a little solo play, but GG Astro says no, thank you. Now look at us. They can't get the back read. No. JoJo again pumping it out wide. 45 seconds remaining. The Wind's still up by 1.
Yeah, and it's just the difference of can they hold out this time. We talk about the defense and the saves. Only 2 saves recorded thus far in this game for the Wind, and 30 seconds if they need to add any more. But I like what they're doing right here, just keeping that pressure high, not allowing the Ocelot team, to break out of that half. And oh no, that's not good. That's not it. Brady will take the wind out of the sails here with the equalizer late again.
That ain't it, Chief. Yeah, once again, Brady tying things up for the Ocelots, and now 20 seconds remaining. So last time we were in this boat, the Ocelots scored with 14 seconds left, so we'll have to see, can the Wind hold on for 6? Let's see. They do, so we're in uncharted territory now. Astro, long shot. JoJo trying to get the clear, but Astro would follow up clear off the backboard. Oh, a double commit from the Ocelots. We'll pump it out for now. Licados can't get through the corner. Jojo Mojo, not a lot of boost here. I think we're going to go to overtime, Burrito, and we are in overtime game 3.
Yeah, the second chance there at the end, but again, Jojo Mojo, we saw his point of view right at the end of regulation. Really smart, just to make that challenge in the corner, eliminate the danger, just take this one to overtime, where it is a sudden death. First to score will win, as Jojo Mojo is going to take possession out of the corner. Gets a really nice touch over 1, but doesn't have the boost to continue the play. So Astro is going to try and take it himself. A little bit too wide, but already the Wind looking dangerous here.
The Wind are looking so dangerous, and I had questions about Astro being the sub. He is leading the scoring for the Wind. He's been very offensively minded here, and we almost saw some dangerous solo plays. We see a great dunk here. This will go off the sidewall. Oh, and a pitch in front of the goal line, a double commit from the Ocelots, but Joe is there in time to bail him out. And now, oh boy, no man home for the Wind here. Tulane forced to make an awkward save. They'll leave it for Astro. Can they get a touch? Yes. Pumping up the backboard. Tulane trying to transfer. And now a bump play, leaving it for Astro. We've seen the attack. Zero boost gets the... I almost said gets the fake, but they do get the dunk. I love that challenge out of Astro. And the Wind sustaining pressure here as we pass the 1-minute mark in overtime.
Yeah, and I agree with your assessment there. I think Astro has just brought something a little bit different. You see that play there, just baiting the challenges in, forcing the defense of the Ocelots to really work, getting the demolition right there, right? Trying to make something happen as we are 90 seconds through this overtime, but still, despite his best efforts, the Ocelots have held out thus far. Big clearance here from Lickados is going to bounce out of the corner, but Brady has that read all night long. Dangerous double commit, though, from the wind, and this could be the counterattack that the Ocelot need. Joe pushes it through into the corner, trying to get one more touch into the middle, but Tulane is just there in time. That was really close. Took some heroics from Tulane to keep that one out.
Yeah, the Wind do not want to go quietly into the night here. We are passing the 2-minute mark of overtime. Joe, this is a high pop off in front of the net here, and Lickados gets that off the backboard. But friend Brady is there. A little bit of a tussle in the midfield will go in favor of the Ocelots. Joe trying to put in the corner, but Tulane is here. Tulane gets a good clear, but Joe better third man position and keeping it in for the Ocelots. And now bouncing play in front of the net. Can Jojo get the finish? No, Tulane is there just in time to pop it high. And now Astro trying to clear things out. We are still in the Wind corner. We've been here for 30 seconds. And Joe continues to keep the pressure in the Wind end here, popping it over one. Can they pop it over two? No, Astro does get the clear, and a passing play out to Tulane, and Tulane will get the finisher. 2.5 minutes in overtime. Tulane will take it for the Wind.
Oh, wow. What a great touch from Astro there. Perfectly puts it on the nose of Tulane's car. There's just no defending that. It's a perfect touch and a great finish from Tulane as the Wind bring in the substitute and get it done in overtime. And as you mentioned, Astro, huge impact on that game. You see him on the top of the scoreboard here. So we bring that one to a close. Had 2 assists, 2 saves, 4 shots, but again, really brought a different dynamic to the offense for the Wind.
Yeah, and they also had 33 cars bumped, and I forget who exactly, but someone had 3 demos. So the Wind are being aggressive, they're being physical, and they're continuing to outshoot the Ocelots here. For the second game in a row, they've outshot the Ocelots 10-6. But again, the Ocelots, they make so many saves and they hold on for so long that, like, you never think a goal's going to come by until you see a quick passing play like that. Great awareness out of Astro, seeing the man a bit further up and just going for it. And then great car positioning from Tulane, knowing the defender's coming there, getting around the ball perfectly and sliding in there. And yeah, the Wind will take a game back in this series. There is still one to go here. It's not a best of 5, guys. This is a 4-game series, so no matter what, we would have gone here. And now we'll have to see. How will they end their regular season? Will the Wind be able to get a second win? Or will the Ocelots, will they just, kind of switch the script on us and take the last one?
See, the problem is that the Wind have such a good name to deliver puns like that, Sorcerer. I don't know how I can bring the Ocelots into that. You know what I mean? I think chat can help me out with that much, at least. Try and get me some creative ideas, some juices flowing here as we're headed into our last game of this series between the Ocelots and the Wind. Will the tides have turned enough for the Wind to even this out, or will the Ocelots regain their mojo jojo? Get this done. We're going to find out.
Yeah, and I was told that the jungle likes to outport pasta. I've just been seeing a lot of outporting of Joe and Jojo Mojo, and actually Wind, that could have been another great passing play. Not able to find it. Tulane trying to pass it to Lickados, and now a long pinch here. This is going to go off the backboard of the Wind. Oh no, Astro can't get the read, but neither can Brady. And the Wind will get a big pinch clear. Let's see, Joe trying to catch it. Bit of a heavy first touch though. This will pop midfield. Brady is there to a back touch. Jojo not expecting that one. Kind of in an awkward position, but they should have enough boost to work with. I like that. They get under 1. Now looking to slow things down, trying to pop it over 2 here. Trying to get physical. Astro putting it off their own backboard. Joe up here. Can they get the fish? They will. And the Ocelots will open up the scoring just 50 seconds in.
It's a great first touch from Jojo, and Astro has the right idea here, trying to take the danger off of that ball really early on, but need the second touch there above the crossbar. It's such a dangerous spot if it comes back out. And who else but Joe to find the finish there, bring the Ocelots to lead. Again, these players for the Ocelots have been looking for those goals. They've definitely had some really great chances through the whole series, and I think Joe's going to be happy to be on the board first this time.
And I can see why. Actually, hold that thought. I can see why Tulane has been racking up points in this series. They're just here for the finish off of the beat and demo from Astro. Great awareness. They know they got past 1, and they just got to demo the third man. Great job by the Wind. Responded quickly. And I was just going to say, I can see why the Ocelots stick with this 3 here. They are looking so good. And now I'll have to see, can they battle back from a tied game again? Because we're not new to this. We've seen this 3 times tonight, Perino.
Yes, we certainly have. And this one seems to have been opened up a bit earlier here. Still so much game time left, just over 3.5 minutes to play, but still on level terms as Joe's going to take a shot, and that's going to careening off the crossbar. The follow-up from Brady is there, but the save from Astro puts it into the corner. The Ocelots have come out swinging here early.
Wow, coming out swinging there. They want to make it the second one. They want to take the lead back for themselves, but the Winder's saying no. And now friend Brady, long clear. This will go right to Likados. Long shot and the doink from Tulane. Not able to get a low enough to get on the crossbar, but good sustained pressure will delay the Ocelots counterattack for now. Friend Brady will get past one. Likados trying to turn on the backboard here, but that's okay because Tulane's there for the long bomb to Astro. But Joe turning again. I'm loving the turning aggression from the Ocelots here. They are challenging the midfield and they are not letting the wind go through easily.
Absolutely not. They're making sure to really apply the pressure here and not give the wind, that space to, create these sort of counter-attacking plays. But this one could be problematic. Joe wasn't able to find a touch up high, and here comes Lick with the shot, but it's turned aside. I thought that may have been it there for the wind, but we still have no more goals halfway through. Likados turns that one away, and he's going to sit in the corner, but Jojo Mojo trying to make the solo play. Good bump, though. Tulane, saying, hey, I'm not going to let you score for free.
Beautiful little bump in the rear there. Taking the attack out before it can happen. Now Astro looking to go his rear end here. Can't beat Jojo, though. But just a little bit better positioning. And now Likados. Soft touch off the backboard. We're past 2 minutes remaining now. Still tied 1-1. Not in goal-to-goal territory just yet, but the pressure's piling on here. I think each player wants to be the hero. And actually a double commit from the Wind here, maybe panicking. And a beat here by Jojo. This is going to go high in front of the Wind net. Can Tulane get back in time? Yes, they will. And now Fred Brady gets a shot here. This could be in. This will go into the almost top right corner, but Fred Brady will guide a pass to the defense and potentially give the Ocelots the go-ahead goal.
And I really like the patience from the Ocelots here on this opportunity. They had a dangerous touch there go above the backboard, but they sort of waited it out. They wanted to see what the defense would do, and Brady was the first one there to get it right back on target. Just excellent shot placement into that top corner. Almost unsavable, and it's definitely good enough for the Ocelots' second goal here late on as they are trying to pile up the wins headed into the playoffs. Astro with possession. Nobody challenging. He's going to try and get the flick. Doesn't quite get it, but a little touch out to the corner will at least bide a bit of time, as goodness me, Likados said, excuse me, but I'm going this way. I need to take you off the field in order to get there.
Yeah, maybe a bit of retaliatory demo there. Every time I see Fred Brady go by the challenge, he immediately looks for the demo here. So I love that the Wind are responding, but they do need to respond with a quick goal here. Just 50 seconds remaining. Astro can't get it by 2. High pinch in front of the Wind net. A double demo, actually. Tulane gets it over 1. Now 0 boost trying to pop it over to Astro, but this is so awkward. And actually, Fred Brady gets the demo. Long shot from Joe, and Likados can knock it up in time. Joe from the midfield will bring the Ocelots up 3-1. 40 seconds remaining.
Oh, and it's such a tough save there for Likados. He's going the wrong way. Just stuck on the goal line there. He has to defend the entire net, and credits to Joe there. Excellent placement, goes top right, gets his goal. And certainly the Ocelots are going to be feeling pretty good about game number 4 here. Because, here comes Astro, though. He gets it by 1. Okay, don't curse it. Astro still keeping it close.
Yep, 29 seconds. And I have to say, for the beginning of this series, we saw a lot of really hard-won kickoffs. It's been pretty quiet since then, so maybe we'll see one here with 29 seconds left to go. The Wind have plenty of time to tie things up here. Let's see how this kickoff breaks. Jojo against Tulane. Actually, the Ocelots get the break. Jojo getting the better of the midfield. Now Likados trying to get off their backboard. Passing play for friend Brady. Jojo, they'll get the finish again and rack up a hat trick here in game 4. 21 seconds remaining. The Ocelots are now up 4-2.
Well, goodness me, Joe certainly made a statement this series, and what a time to score there. The Wind had built a little bit of momentum back into the game, bringing it back within 1. No better way to dispel that momentum than just getting another insurance goal. As they're up by 2 once more. 10 seconds to play. Ocelots will be looking to just hold out a little bit longer. Here comes Chulani, though. He actually slides his one back post. So the insurance goal was needed, Cicero, because the wind will just not go quietly.
Yeah, we are still in this. We got 7 seconds. It really will all come down to this kickoff. If it's a hard win or if it's a stall in the midfield, we could see a kickoff goal. Let's see, Jojo Mojo against Tulane. Which way will this go? Jojo gets the beat here. It's in the midfield. Astro, long shot up to Tulane. Tulane, can they get up in time? No, Joe is there just in time. Liquidos cannot keep it up. The Ocelots will hold on in Game 4, taking it 4-3 and take this series 3-1.
And such a strong performance from the Ocelots tonight. Again, Joe with the hat trick coming through in the end. And, I'm sure the Jungle have had a lot of fans turn up in the chat tonight. They're going to be really happy with the 3-1 result. Again, congratulations to the Ocelots for a strong performance. Tough one for the Wind. I think the Wind played really well, but they were just not quite there. I think Astro, give him some credit, coming in as a sub, really made an impact, but just wasn't quite enough.
And I mean, this is one of those series where the score does not match the game scores, right? 3 games were a goal apiece, except for the first one, right? They were all really tight, and Win just not able to have that extra bit of defense. But I can see why the Jungle fans spam Joe in the chat here. He had a hat trick in Game 1. He had a hat trick in Game 4. He was my man of the match there. That was a pop-off performance, and that's what you want to see going into playoffs.
Absolutely, no doubt about it, as I'd love to talk about this one further, but we still have another series coming up, and we are running a bit behind schedule, so we're going to try and get this one moving as quickly as we can. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. Coming up next, in just a few minutes, we will have another team from the Jungle, the Capybaras. They'll be taking on the Spitfires here in just a moment, so relax, grab a snack, stay tuned with us. We'll be back in just a few moments. We're going to turn this around really quick. Snap your fingers. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.